Now we'll take a look at the final point standings. The owners' points, or rather team points, Volcano Motorsports with a massive 135 points, taking the win there. Razgers Racing Team, no surprise, also in second. Peninsula Motorsports ends up third with 65 points. Destiny Racing fourth, 55 points. PlanetGeneRally.de fifth with 46 points. Sixth was Orange Racing Team Austria with 42. Seventh was Our Garage with 25. Herbal Productions eighth with 23. And Vemac Grand Prix came in ninth with 20 points on the season. It was fairly clear from the couple of opening rounds that Volcano Motorsports would be the winner, as they seemed to have the strongest cars early. Nobody ever challenged them much throughout the entire season. That's something that, if there's a future competition like this, will be remedied. Make sure that there are no runaway leaders early. The Razgers Racing Team also did pretty well, and Peninsula Motorsports showed pretty strong, as did Destiny Racing and Planet Gene Rally. All those teams occasionally showing drivers in the A main, as well as Orange Racing Team Austria occasionally got drivers into the B or A main. And Our Garage, Herbal Productions, and Vemac Grand Prix in particular really had some struggles all year, and most of the time failed to advance their drivers at all, even to the last chance dash. We'll take a look at the top half of drivers' points. Josip Lettenberg takes the season win, 74 points. Samuel Highcliffe, his teammate, comes in second with 61 points. Then it's a bit of a jump down to third. Jake Sanson with 41 points, and Rocco Salzani ends up fourth with 37 points, tied with Carl Weiss. And those three drivers were having a pretty good battle toward the end of the year in points. Ryan Bachelot also ended up pretty well with 35 points, and Nico Thomas with 30. And moving down to 8th, Heiner Neuer with 25, and then it starts to drop off a bit. Rosak Townsend and Jan van Koylik tied for the 9th position with 21 points. Anna Patrice in 12th with 18. Brandon Odor in 13th with 14. Matthias Maldonado ended up with 13 points, finishing in 14th. And Sakito Takasani with 12 points in the 15th position. Now we'll move to look at the bottom of the point standings. 16th, Shu Ito was tied with Takasani with 12 points, so that's actually 15th. 17th is Aceman with 11. Blake Ladondo in 18th with 10 points. Gota Guard, a lot of struggles this season, finished 19th with only 9 points. Fernando Neri in 20th with 9. Masami Toyama, 21st, also with 8 points. Robert Hack, 6 points. Xavier Mathis tied with Jason Funtig for 5 points. Remember that Funtig only drove part of this season. Kamui Sako in 25th with 4 points. Steve Sinzer 3 points. Jamie Rourke also 3 points, tied for 26th. 28th is Forrest Evers with 2 points, and Roland Heuber scored a lone point in the entire season. Of course, the Privateers Championship, Dale Aceman takes 17th spot. So he had 11 points, most of any of the Privateers all season. Ladondo ended up with 10th. Or 10 points, rather. So the Privateers obviously were not much of a factor this season, as was mostly the intention. Although some drivers appeared to struggle, such as Toyoma, seemed to be the worst of the hired drivers, did not do well between the team's car and his driving ability. And also Gota Guard and Shu Ito and also Sakito Takasani all had struggles this season, failing to advance. And so we come to the end of the first NAGRCA GT season. I hope you all have enjoyed listening to these races, and I'm sorry that I couldn't continue through the other 6 races, or rather the other 5 races that were supposed to happen, but it just isn't working too great for me to be able to do all these videos for you guys and have time to run all the races the way they should be. I want you all to be able to enjoy them well, and I just wasn't going to be able to do that, so I apologize for that at this point. But this was a pretty good season. If I do this again in the future, it looks like there are a few changes I could make, making the upgrades a little less powerful, perhaps balancing out those upgrades a little bit more so that we don't get runaway winners like my team was doing, Volcano Motorsports, all season. So that the upgrades may be more expensive and also less helpful, so that the AIs of the drivers will show more throughout the series, which that wasn't really showing up much because some drivers with lower AI were doing well just because of the cars they were driving. that their team had really strong cars and some really good drivers not doing so well because their team's cars just weren't up to the task. But looking back at some of the things on this season, Volcano Motorsports, of course, dominating the year, with Josip Lettenberg winning 4 out of 5 of the races, the last 4, and his teammate winning the first one. Volcano Motorsports running 1-2 in the last 3 races. So there's obviously some balancing that can be done, as several teams pretty much dominated most of the season after the first race or two. So I hope you all enjoyed. This is the end of the season here, unfortunately, so we'll see you for the next regular login competition, which is going to be Grand Prix Legends. So until next time, this is Putz, getting ready to sign off, but before I go, I want to invite you guys to join other competitions, and please leave feedback in the forum thread about what you thought of this season, things that could be changed. I'm certainly open to hearing ideas, because I would like to run this again sometime if I can find more time to do it. But I'd definitely like to make some changes to how some things work. So if you guys could let me know some ideas you have, feel free to let me know, and I will possibly implement them if this series is run again, which, like I said, I'd like to run it again, but it is a lot more time consuming than a regular login series, which I also enjoy doing for you guys. I like trying to do a few of those a year, some different things. So anyway, look out for Grand Prix Legends next, and after that we'll see. We'll certainly have V8 Supercars over winter in December and January, as usual. There could be something in between, Hot Lap or something else. If you guys want to see something, post in the ideas thread, and I just may pick it up. So until we meet again on the Gene Rally Racetrack, this is Putz, signing off from the NAGRCA GT Series.